the best. Fox 10 News.
A remarkable discovery at a construction site out of California. These workers unearthing dozens of Ice Age fossils. The discovery was made in northern Carlsbad last July. Crews digging up the fossil, which included several bones belonging to a Columbian mammoth and a bison skull with its partial skeleton. The fossils are to be around 250,000 years old. The museum says it will continue to canvass the area and hopes to find other large and significant fossils. They'll also continue the intense cleaning of the fossils and hopefully learn more about what happened to these animals millions of years ago.
Now to the jellyfish. Christy, as the water is warming up, many freshwater jellyfish are coming to the surface to reproduce. This is in Tennessee. Do you see them?
So it's a ways away still. They're not an imminent threat to our Arizona border.
To Lake Pleasant. I think we're okay. Yeah, so they're about the size of a penny. They're transparent and have up to 300 tentacles. But instead of stinging human flesh, these jellyfish have a taste for zooplankton. So we're safe on that count.
I remember I was even in an accident once just going home on a bike, and my friend had no clue where I was because I didn't have a phone. So that's a perfect
And it says like if you're tackled or something or like set in movement, it will alert people that something's wrong with you.
We'll look out for you. Don't worry about it. We'll definitely look out for her. But you know what? Did you feel a little cooler today?
Your exclusive AccuWeather forecast with Christy on Fox 10 News.
Pretty quiet around the state today. We did see some.
It flipped over and caught fire. Police believe that driver was drunk. 4 other passengers suffered burns. A rescue just in time in Pennsylvania when 4 strangers pull a man away from a burning car. He lost control and hit a utility pole.
Light activity that for the most part is probably just ground clutter. We're definitely on our radar here, and then we're seeing a lot of this probably virga, not even making it to the ground. Same story for some of what we're seeing in Globe, although that heavier activity that I mentioned, that's up into northern Arizona. I'll step out so you can get a better picture here of a few cells that have been tracking out of the southwest up through Baghdad into Williams and approaching Snowbowl and Flagstaff, actually tracking through those locations at this hour. So today a calm day compared to some of these other weekends of the monsoon that we've seen dust blowing through, and we've seen obviously the gusty winds and pockets of very heavy rain, at least for the valley. That monsoon high a little bit farther to the east than we've seen in recent time, and we're also keeping our eye on this area of low pressure, this trough that's going to affect our forecast the next couple of days as it dives into the Intermountain West and eventually making its way into the plains. Temperature-wise, sitting anywhere from the upper 60s in Prescott to low 60s for the Grand Canyon, 71 in Safford, 89 into Yuma, and 86 degrees for Nogales. Right here in the valley, seeing numbers from the low 80s in Gateway to mid-80s in Buckeye, upper 80s for Luke Air Force Base, and 88 degrees for Goodyear. So normal temp for today, slightly above 100. Today, though, we only came in at 95 at Sky Harbor, so much cooler than the seasonal average. 113, what we hit back in 1945 to set our record. Numbers that warm, they're not going to be anywhere in our forecast for the next several days. In fact, we're going to see numbers probably below the seasonal average for tomorrow. Then we start to see a little bit warmer into 102, 103. Throughout this period, a very slight chance of activity in the afternoons and evenings for the valley, as is typical of monsoon. Real quick, just wanted to point out some rain in addition to some snow that's moving through parts of the Intermountain West, much needed for those fires that we're seeing in that section of the country. For tomorrow, anywhere from 100 in Phoenix to 103 in Yuma, 101 Bullhead City, and 82 St. John's, 90 for Globe.
And as well, showing this.
Flagstaff in the 50s, Window Rock in the 50s, expected to.
Search is underway near Orlando.
For the next several days, numbers just hovering around 100. And today we came into the 90s. Looks like we may be back up into the high 90s once again into next work week.
Sounds great.
I'm looking forward to it, definitely. Much better than 113, 114, 115. We're getting a very easy start to September.
Yeah, and we made it to September. That's
we're almost there, guys. A month more, September 30th, last day of monsoon season, and we'll continue with those numbers decreasing and get the stickiness out of our forecast
and
as
we
well.
can start bragging about our weather again.
Exactly.
Instead of complaining about it.
Neener, rest of the country. Here we come.
Coming up, Paris.
In the triple digits, so it will be a little bit
well below average for this time of year. Here are those spotty
Starting out in the 40s with a 30% chance of afternoon scattered showers and storms. Now for Labor Day, we'll keep those storm chances alive. Flagstaff, even Tucson will have some showers and thunderstorms. Can't rule them out here. Looking nice if you're heading over to California. 80s and 70s for Labor Day in San Diego. Here's a look at the bad forecast. Highs for Labor Day. Phoenix topping out at 102. And as you get in, maybe some afternoon barbecue plans. Look for a stray shower storm, but overall much of the valley is staying dry for Labor Day as well. 58 tonight in Sedona, 59 in Payson, 51 tomorrow morning in Shiloh, back up into the upper 70s. 102 tomorrow, Quartzsite, 101 in Gila Bend. So all of South Central Arizona warms up just a little bit more, back to near average. 99 in Fountain Hills.
Activity here in town, it should remain
Low 100s tomorrow afternoon. Warming up as we get into Tuesday. Slight chance of rain continues through Tuesday, then drier by the end of the week.
Okay, we talked about how the Sun Devils, pretty tough Saturday for them, but also really tough for people trying to make the Arizona Cardinals roster.
I'm telling you, one of my first nights on the bearer of bad news.
Yeah, you're here.
Yeah. Today, all NFL teams were forced to trim it down to their final 53 players, which means 22 guys who started the day as Cardinals, or at least Cardinal hopefuls, are now searching for a job.
It's clear?
Yeah.
Too much investment to worry about this moving on.
It came down to us, making mistakes. I mean, obviously he had a couple good runs, but if you look back at those plays, there's missed tackles, and that's something that's
15 Chevy vehicles. Hurry.
Nissan local y en Escoge Nissan.
Impacto, ese auto que sale volando. Esto pasó hoy, hace poquito, en Silverstone, en Inglaterra. Un accidente increíble. El auto se ve catapultado por una llanta. Y lo curioso son que son compañeros de equipo. Es decir, que ese equipo va a tener que trabajar muchísimo para recuperar los autos. Bien por la seguridad, porque ninguno de los pilotos, Rubén, que estuvieron implicados en este accidente, más de 7, sufrieron heridas. Así que, así como tuvimos que lamentar una tragedia brevemente hoy, bien por la seguridad.
Efectivamente, pues sí que fue un milagro, ¿verdad?
Totalmente.
Muchas gracias,
La seguimos luego.
Y ponga mucha atención, una clínica de nuestro Valle del Sol ofrece clases gratuitas de español sobre la diabetes. Diego Santiago nos presenta la información de este programa.
95, pero ordena.
So you have more control during the day and can
them to just 2 runs, but the only problem is, the Cubs rolled out their ace, Jake Arrieta, who no-hit the Dodgers in his last appearance. Arrieta wasn't unhittable that afternoon, but he was.
A Polish fireman comes to the rescue of Paris Hilton, but not to save her from being building July after finding an airport in Poland. Turns out Hilton lost the ring last week when she was on an airport shuttle bus. 2 days later, a fireman who works at the airport found it on the floor of the bus. Look at that thing.
Yeah.
He first assumed it belonged to a flight attendant. I don't know what flight attendant.
A really nice souvenir from a trip.
But no one reported it missing. He then saw Hilton wearing the ring on TV, because who could miss it? And he knew immediately it belonged to her. Hilton got her ring back thanks to the honest man's efforts.
I think I lost a ring about that size. If anybody's seen it, it's mine, okay? Well, guys, as promised, Boston was able to make it out to a unique event happening tonight. A band named Oakley Dokley that was inspired by the Ned Flanders character on The Simpsons. They're performing tonight at a place called Trunk Space on Grand Avenue. And when we stopped by, they hadn't started performing yet, but they will be on stage right about now. They're also hosting a Springfield Carnival named after the town The Simpsons live in. That'll be held outside the venue, and there'll be plenty of fun for everybody heading out there tonight.
I hope Paris Hilton gave that guy a reward or something.
Right? A nice $5 bill.
All right, anyway, and away we go. The Sun Devils, ASU in Houston, ready to shine like a diamond. They take on Texas A&M. What a start to the season. A tough time in Texas. Highlights right after the break.
And it's happened.
Convincing win, 38-17.
Otras noticias, Guatemala está a solo horas de ir a las urnas y las elecciones sobre las que se posa la sombra de la caída del expresidente Otto Pérez Molina. Él junto a la expresidenta han sido encausados por un escándalo aduanero. Muchos se preguntan cómo afectará este caso a la participación.
Cuando existe un atleta de esa calidad, como ese muchacho,
todas las universidades van a buscar a ese muchacho. ¿Por qué? Porque ellos tienen una lista que compra.
Entrando a su nuevo hogar, la cárcel de Santa Teresa, mientras la justicia...
Head home happy from a game that was well worth the price of admission. Oregon puts up over 700 yards of offense en route to